Welcome to the core premise. Many of us harbor a deeply ingrained belief that monumental success necessitates monumental action. We are taught to dream big, to set ambitious goals, and to pursue them with a fervent, often exhausting intensity. Yet, what if this widely accepted truth is in fact a profound misconception? What if the path to remarkable achievement lies not in a single earth-shattering leap, but in an accumulation of changes so small they are barely perceptible? Our deconstruction today centers on James Clear's seminal work, Atomic Habits. The central premise of this book is elegantly simple yet profoundly transformative. Remarkable results are the product of tiny, consistent changes. Clear argues that focusing on an intricate system of small identity-driven habits rather than merely setting ambitious goals is the proven way to build enduring success and break detrimental patterns. It is a philosophy that shifts our gaze from the distant peak to the individual steps of the ascent. Let us begin our deconstruction with the foundational concept from Clear's work, the compounding power of minute improvements. Imagine enhancing your output by a mere 1% each day for an entire year. It is a change so negligible that it is often overlooked, dismissed as insignificant. However, mathematics reveals a profound truth. A consistent 1% improvement over 365 days yields results that are 37 times greater than your starting point. Conversely, a 1% decline leads almost to nothing. This principle illuminates how habits, whether beneficial or detrimental, function as the compound interest of self-improvement. They may appear to make little difference on any given day, yet their impact, accrued over months and years, can be enormous. This slow, incremental nature of progress often leads to what Clear terms the plateau of latent potential. We frequently expect change to be linear, to manifest immediately and visibly. When progress is not instantaneous, we become frustrated, abandoning our efforts just before the critical threshold where results begin to accelerate. Think of an ice cube slowly warming in a room. It remains solid at 25, 28, 31 degrees. Yet at 32 degrees, a seemingly insignificant 1-degree shift, the ice begins to melt. The significant breakthroughs are often the delayed consequences of countless previous, seemingly minor actions. The work is not wasted. It is simply being stored, building potential that will eventually unleash a major change. If these tiny changes possess such latent power, and if results are often delayed, how do we sustain our effort through the inevitable periods of frustration? How do we ensure we do not abandon our small improvements before they can compound into remarkable results? The answer, Clear asserts, lies in a fundamental shift in our approach. We must focus on systems, not merely on goals, and on identity, not solely on outcomes. Clear delineates 3 layers of behavior change: outcomes, what you get; processes, what you do; and identity, what you believe. Most individuals embark on change by focusing on outcomes: losing weight, writing a book, winning a championship. These are outcome-based habits. Yet, according to Clear, this approach is fundamentally flawed. When one achieves a goal, the motivation often dissipates, leading to a yo-yo effect. The true problem is rarely the result, but rather the system that produces it. Instead, Clear advocates for identity-based habits. This means beginning with the question, who is the type of person who achieves the outcome I desire? For example, instead of aiming to write a book, one might strive to become a writer. This subtle shift is profoundly powerful because your habits are the embodiment of your identity. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. The more consistently you cast these votes, even small ones, the more evidence you accumulate for your desired identity, solidifying it and making future consistent behavior feel less like effort and more like simply being yourself. This intrinsic motivation, derived from self-belief, is far more sustainable than external goal chasing.
If identity is forged through repeated actions, how can we systematically design our lives to consistently cast votes for our desired identity, making good habits easy and bad habits virtually impossible? Clear provides a robust 4-step framework, the 4 laws of behavior change. The first law is to make it obvious. Habits are initiated by cues, and the most effective way to foster good habits is to make their cues readily apparent in your environment. This can be achieved through implementation intentions, specifying when and where a habit will occur. For example, I will meditate for 1 minute at 7 a.m. in my kitchen. And habit stacking, linking a new habit to an existing one. For example, after I pour my morning coffee, I will meditate. By making the cues for desired behaviors unavoidable, we bypass reliance on willpower, transforming vague aspirations into concrete, actionable plans. The second law is to make it attractive. Our brains are hardwired for desire, driven by the anticipation of reward. Habits that are highly habit-forming, such as eating junk food or browsing social media, are associated with significant dopamine spikes before the action, not just after. Clear suggests temptation bundling, pairing an action you want to do with an action you need to do. For example, after I do 10 burpees, I will check Facebook. Furthermore, joining a culture where your desired behavior is the norm and reframing your mindset to highlight the benefits of a difficult habit can make it significantly more appealing. The third law is to make it easy. Human behavior, by its very nature, gravitates towards the path of least resistance. To cultivate good habits, we must reduce friction and simplify the desired action. This involves priming the environment, setting out clothes for a workout the night before, and the 2-minute rule, scaling down any new habit to take less than 2 minutes, mastering the art of showing up, then scaling up. The goal is to make the initial step so effortless that resistance is minimal, allowing momentum to build naturally. Conversely, to break bad habits, we must increase friction, making them difficult to perform. And finally, the fourth law is to make it satisfying. What is immediately rewarded is repeated. What is immediately punished is avoided. Our ancient brains are wired for immediate gratification, a tendency that often conflicts with the delayed rewards of good habits, e.g. health from exercise. Clear emphasizes the importance of immediate reinforcement to make good habits satisfying in the moment. Habit trackers serve as an excellent tool, providing visual evidence of progress and an immediate sense of accomplishment. For bad habits, an accountability partner or habit contract can create immediate, tangible costs for non-compliance, making negative behaviors immediately satisfying. In summary, James Clear's Atomic Habits presents a compelling argument against the pursuit of overnight transformations. Instead, it posits that true, lasting change is an emergent property of consistent, tiny improvements, an aggregation of marginal gains that, when sustained over time, yield remarkable results. By consciously designing our systems based on the 4 laws, making good habits obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying, and by rooting these efforts in a clearly defined identity, we can navigate the plateau of latent potential and inevitably build the life we envision.
If this deconstruction has piqued your interest and you wish to delve deeper into the intricate mechanisms of habit formation and behavior change, I have left links in the description below to purchase the complete work either in physical, digital format or as an audiobook. Using these links is an excellent way to support this channel at no additional cost to you. Join me next time as we continue to explore the core premises of influential texts, offering clarity in a complex world. Until then, continue your journey of deliberate learning.